Hey there, science friends. This is Mrs. Geis coming to you from room 119 at Turrentine Middle School. Today we're going to do an activity lab that is going to help us understand the pH scale a little bit better. pH scale is a lowercase p, uppercase h, stands for parts or percent of hydrogen present in a substance. And the scale helps us to measure where items fall. Whether they're more acid, if they're low on the scale, closer to the 0, or whether they're more alkaline or basic, if they are measuring closer to the 14, which is the top of the scale. Anything that is 7, right in the middle, is considered neutral. So I have a very simple drawing that I've made for you guys. You've probably seen this before if you studied any type of chemistry or science, probably in your earlier years in middle school or elementary school. So the pH scale, you've probably heard about it before. So today we're going to hopefully bring it into a little more light for you. Okay, so what I've got for you is 5 substances. These are 5 common household substances. And I had them right here in the classroom, so I didn't go shopping or do anything special to get them. You're going to open up your notebooks to page 18. And you're going to see at the top there is a place for you to test what you already know. So write down what you already know about acids. What do you already know about bases? Okay, and then I want you to take a moment and come up with a hypothesis. What common items would you expect to be more on the acid side, closer to the 0? And what would you expect to be more on the basic side, closer to the 14 number? Okay, or neutral, and why? Okay. Then, in a moment together, we're going to fill out this chart together. So you can see it's numbered 1 through 5. It goes through all of the criteria that we're going to look at today. Okay, and I have my substances numbered as well. So you're going to be a detective with me. You're going to look, I'm going to give you the description of the items. I'm going to describe them for you since you're not here to describe them yourselves. Normally this is something we would do together in class, but unfortunately with the virus, virtual is our only option. So the first thing I'm going to do is follow my lab safety rules, and because I am touching some substances that could irritate my eyes or burn my skin, possibly, I'm going to put on my safety glasses. So let me put on my safety glasses, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start by describing each of the substances for you as you record along in your booklet. So substance number 1, here we go. It looks to me like a clear liquid. These are all liquids. The pH you can only test in liquid form. It is very runny, similar to water. It's clear, okay? And I'm going to give it a sniff test. Woo! Oh my goodness. It is strong smelling, kind of a bitter smell, okay? So that is item number 1. Colorless, smells bitter, very strong smelling. It doesn't bubble up. All right, substance number 2. This is definitely thicker, and it's kind of got a pale yellow color to it. When I sniff it, it smells kind of flowery. It's a very pleasant smell, not like the first one. If I take my eyedropper, I can actually make it bubble by introducing air into it. Okay, but it's definitely not as runny as the first substance. All right, substance number 3 is colorless. It's clear, definitely very runny like the first one. Let me give it a sniff test. Ooh, very strong smell. Hard to describe. Just a very strong odor. Does bubble up when I introduce air into it. So that is item number 3. Or mystery substance number 3. Mystery substance number 4. Again, a clear liquid. Oh my goodness. Let's see. No smell or odor at all. Very runny. It'll bubble up for a second, but then the bubbles dissipate. And that's about it for number 4. And then last but not least, number 5. 5 is cloudy. It's not clear. It's got a yellow, kind of a pale yellow tint to it. Definitely has another strong smell associated with it. Doesn't bubble up. Very liquid. That is number 5. So you should have recorded those characteristics of each of the mystery liquids in your chart on page 18 of your LearnEd notebook. Now we're going to talk about litmus paper. This is litmus paper or Hydrian paper. And this special paper is designed to have a chemical reaction with the substance, and then it has a key that goes with it. So pH 1, very acidic things are going to be red, pink, orange, that way. And then of course 7 is going to be neutral. It's going to stay yellow if it's 7. And then it's going to go more towards the alkaline or basic by going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It goes green, really dark green, almost a teal, and then a dark blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to test each of these substances, and I'm going to tell you what color the litmus paper turns. Okay, so and this is something you can buy this at any science supply store, possibly even drugstores like Walgreens, if you're curious about testing things to see if they're acids or bases on your own. So what I'm going to do is very quickly, I am just going to put a couple drops on each paper, let it sit for a minute, and then I will report to you what color they turn. Number 1 did an immediate turn like that. I'm going to match it up and say that it is a number 1 on the scale. You can see that on my testing paper there. Very close match to number 1. Okay, so you could say it has a pH of 1. So color of litmus paper, you can put red or bright pink. All right, the second substance is this thicker one. And I'm just gonna, I think you can kind of see, it changed right away as well. These should change pretty quickly. It's not like you have to test them and let them come back and see what they were. If I hold it up to my key, it is a perfect match to number 7. So that means it's a neutral because it's not to the acid side or the basic side or the alkaline side. Okay, so that would be a yellow color and a pH of 7. All right, the next substance is the bubbly one. All right, I'm going to drop. Oh my goodness, can you see that immediate change that is happening right there? It turned immediately. It turned dark blue and then it went away. So we're going to go with that dark blue. These might be a little bit old, these testing papers. I'll let that sit in case it does change. But it went immediately to this number 12 color on my scale. All right, the next one, number 4, mystery substance. Get another clean paper, and I'm careful not to contaminate the papers with my fingers with I'm careful not to get the substances onto my fingers and touching the litmus paper because that could affect my results. All right, this one. Here we go. And this one is very quickly turning that yellow color as well. I'm going to say it's a little closer to a 6 than a 7. If you look at my chart here, there's the 7, there's the 6, so it's heading towards a little bit more of the acidic side. That would be a pH of 6. And then my last substance, this one that has definitely the yellow color to it. Let me go ahead. Wow, look at that. It immediately turned, look at that, pH of 1. That's a perfect match. I hope you guys can see that on camera. Okay, so pH 1, it turned bright red, pink. Perfect match to number 1. All right, so let's go ahead through these. Number 1, it was a hot pink color, and it was a pH of 1, so that would make it a what? An acid. You're right, good job. Number 2, it turned that yellow, that perfect neutral 7 color, perfectly neutral. It's not acid or base, it's right in the middle. Okay. Number 3, substance number 3 turned immediately. These are older papers, I apologize, but you can still see some of it left there underneath my fingernail. It turned immediately the darkest blue, number 12. These don't go up to 14, these go up to 12. So it was definitely alkaline or basic. All right, number 4 turned immediately the color number 6 for number 6. So it was kind of neutral, but a little bit heading towards the acid side. And then finally, number 5 turned that hot pink red color, the same thing that I had in number 1. You can see these are the same color. I wonder if they're the same substance. Can you see that? Hopefully you guys can see the color there. They're not the same substance, you can tell, because guess what? This one's clear and this one has a yellow tint to it. So, are you ready to know what they are? Are you making a guess about what these substances are based on their pH numbers after testing? Well, item number 1 was white vinegar. This was white vinegar, which made it perfectly acidic. It came out as a number 1 on our scale, pH of 1, white vinegar. All right, number 2, laundry detergent. Remember I said it had a great smell to it? It made bubbles when I introduced air to it. And we want laundry detergent, think about it. We want laundry detergent to be neutral because we are washing our clothes with it. If it was acid or basic, it might dissolve and disintegrate your clothing. So that was laundry detergent. All right, number 3. Aha! Bleach. Remember this had that really strong odor and it immediately turned dark blue, which meant it was very alkaline. If I touch this with my fingers, which I'm not going to, it would be very slimy and slippery, which tells me that it's definitely on the alkaline or basic side of the scale. All right, number 4, H2O, agua. It is what we drink. Now this should be neutral, but it actually went to a number 6, which meant it a little tiny bit on the acid side. So it could be, I got it from my tap right behind me. Maybe there was something going on in the pipes, I'm not sure, but it was fairly neutral. I would drink that water. And then number 6, can you guess? It's something I like to put in my tea, lemon juice. Lemon juice, again, very acidic, just like that vinegar. Remember, it immediately turned hot pink, red, just like the white vinegar did. So go ahead and complete your chart. Hopefully that gave you a better understanding of the pH scale, the percent or parts of hydrogen present in substances, liquid substances, so that we can put this knowledge to use as we continue our work in the hydrosphere. All right, thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.